Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get
We've
into
already
it.
gotten used to the fact that Chinese expansion is gradually spreading to more and more goods. Today, it is no longer just simple plastic toys for children. The development of microelectronics, coupled with the mass arrival of Western production facilities in the Celestial Empire, has served the country's economy well. As a result, today, despite the formally communist ideology, there is no industry in which China is lagging behind. The automobile industry is one of the most striking examples. Strictly speaking, cars have been produced here since Mao's time, but mass production was out of the question. Therefore, the government set a task to provide the average citizen of the country with an automobile. Even today, we cannot speak about its unconditional fulfillment, but certain successes are evident. Take, for example, the Geely automobile concern. The Chinese transcription of the brand sounds like Geely. Literally, it translates as "I am lucky." What can be said? It is quite an accurate name. And the secret of success of the brand among locals is connected, first of all, with orientation on frankly budget class of cars. Over its more than 20-year history, Geely Holding Group has not only squeezed out all other national companies specializing in the production of cars, but also managed to gain a foothold in the top 10 global automakers, becoming one of the brands with more than a century of history. Facts from the history of the automobile holding company. It is said that the phrase of Li Shufu, the founder and permanent head of the board of directors of the automobile concern, that in the near future Geely cars will be as popular as lighters, quickly became a meme. One way or another. But Li Shufu's path to the top of business was not strewn with roses. Having started in 1984 with the manufacture of assemblies for refrigerators, the businessman quickly realized that this business is not easy. The lack of a license led to the fact that in 2 years the company had to close. Li Shufu's next line of business was the production of finishing materials. Taking into account the experience of previous mistakes, he managed to increase production. In the mid-90s, the successful businessman decided to try his hand at more technological production, buying a motorcycle factory. And in 1988, it was time for automobiles. The first model was a copy of the Daihatsu Charade small car, but then the company focused on manufacturing cars of its own design. At first, the automobile plant was part of Geely Holding Group. 100% of shares of the holding belonged to Li Shufu. But soon he decided that it would be better if the production of cars would be a separate company, which he named Geely Automobile Holding. The global economic crisis that broke out in 2008 had a negative impact on many Chinese companies. Li Shufu's catchphrase has ceased to be a meme, but this did not prevent the holding company from increasing its presence in the global car market, bringing its exports to a landmark value of 1 million cars in 2015. Geely is accused of forcing the world's biggest brands, Nissan, Ford, Renault, General Motors, to lower prices for their products in the Middle Kingdom. It should be noted that the holding still exists, and the scope of its interests is quite extensive. In addition to cars, it produces motorcycles, power units for cars, transmissions, other spare parts, and finishing materials. Expansion of Geely Holding Group extends to the sphere of tourism, real estate, education, and construction. But to be honest, it is car manufacturing that brought the concern world fame. Where Geely cars are assembled, the first automobile assembly plant was built in the city of Linhai. The assembly line started operating in August 1998. Currently, the total area of the enterprise exceeds 560,000 square meters. At the moment, the plant is engaged in the production of more than a dozen models, designed mainly for the domestic market. Haoqing, Beauty Leopard, Yuliu. These names say little to the Russian consumer. It is in Linhai that the main research center of Gari concern is located, along with 3 branches specializing in the design of power units, gearboxes, as well as onboard automotive electronics. It is at Gari that all new models of the automobile concern are developed. The powerful scientific potential, consisting of more than 1,000 qualified engineers, dozens of PhDs, and several academicians, allowed the company to be the first in China to independently design a gasoline engine equipped with CCVT system, develop an automatic transmission, also for the first time in China, and an innovative steering system. Read also, getting to know the tachograph, what it is for, how it works, in what varieties it is available. The success of the company's engineers is evidenced by the fact that today the company owns more than 400 patents, of which more than 40 are licensed and actively used by many European and Asian automakers. Geely became in 2001 the first private Chinese car company to receive a state license. It was from this date that the mass production of cars under this brand literally began. The range of own developments is extremely wide and continues to be replenished. Among them, quite modern gasoline power unit, corresponding to the European economy -€5 CVT variator, diesel CA, DCVT, DCT transmission, equipped with a double clutch. Thanks to the efforts of Chinese engineers, the FC model is the first among Chinese passenger cars to receive 4 stars in China NCAP crash tests. So we can rightfully say that affordability and safety are quite compatible. The manufacturer of Geely brand today, except for the plant in Lehigh, has 8 more own assembly plants in China. Automotive plants in Xiangyang/Langzhou. The automobile assembly plant located in Lanzhou was the first Geely plant to enter the foreign market with the Geely Free Fleet model. This was facilitated by the favorable location of the production complex, close to a major international airport, carrying flights to 36 cities on the Asian continent. The total area of the plant is about 700,000 square meters, where the painting, welding, and finishing assembly lines are located. The business card of the plant located in Xiangyang is considered to be the Geely MK model. This enterprise, with an area of over 370,000 square meters, is located in the powerful economic zone of Zhuhua. From here to Qinsha-Huanghua Airport is just over 50 kilometers. The factory was built in record time, less than a year, which did not prevent it from obtaining a certificate of internationally recognized ISO 9001. Currently, the Hunan Geely Automobile Parts Enterprise is the pride of the concern, producing about 50,000 cars/year, although the design capacity is twice as high. The MK has been replaced by the FC car, whose production Geely started in 2008. It is planned to produce power units, gearboxes, automotive components at the same plant. The cars are assembled using modern robotic equipment manufactured in Japan, Switzerland, and Germany. Ningbo/Litzau plants. The largest production complex Geely is considered to be the enterprise in Litzau, erected in 2002 and occupying a total area of about 1.8 million square meters, of which a little more than 1 million is the production workshops. Most of the production is the Geely MK model. The enterprise in Ningbo, despite its more modest size, more than 750,000 square meters, is more universal. It assembles several models: Free Fleet, FC, and small car CK. What is interesting, at this plant there is no obligatory attribute of Russian enterprises, a passageway with a turntable. There is also no check of passes, but at the entrance there are 2 armed guards. The enterprise is also equipped with the most modern production lines, Japanese stamping presses, Scandinavian manipulators. The management plans to master the production of pickup trucks, minivans, and SUVs, as well as executive sedans. Read also, what happens to the engine when driving at low and high speeds? The most modern plant is also located in Ningbo County, in the city of Chunshao, where the production of the M Grand GC9 premium sedan is established. It is also planned to start assembly of the HL3 executive crossover. The area of production facilities of the enterprise is more than 650,000 square meters, design capacity, more than 200,000 cars per year. Not far away is the Bailuan plant, where Geely M Grand EU7 and SK are assembled in the amount of 150,000 copies/year. These are very popular Chinese cars in Russia. Finally, the plant in Hazhou assembles many models of the M Grand family, 220,000 cars/year, and over 500,000 1.3-liter power units. However, at domestic dealers, the country manufacturer of Geely M Grand X7 is Belarus. The main deliveries come from here and not from China, which looks quite logical. Geely in Russia. Geely cars have been assembled in Russia since the end of spring 2007. The first assembly plant was set up in Novorossiysk, Amur plant. Since 2011, in the passport of the Geely MK Cross model in the column of the country of production is Russia. The production of these cars was established at the Derwaze plant, built in Karaköy. A year later, at the same plant, production of the M Grand EC7 sedan was launched, and in 2013, the GC6 sedan. The results did not slow down. In 2014, the M Grand EC7 took the first place in the Russian Federation in sales of Chinese sedans. Unfortunately, since 2016, the Derwaze assembly line was stopped, and after a year the sales of this brand slipped to fifth place, behind other Chinese automakers. However, the network of Geely dealers in our country remains quite branched, about 60 dealerships cooperating with the parent company under a full dealership contract, and 11 centers working under incomplete service contracts. In 2018, the company showed 6 of its promising new products at the Moscow Motor Show at once, including the Geely Atlas sedan, country of production, Belarus, GS hatchback, SX11 crossover, and GE hybrid car. Geely in Belarus. Agreements on the establishment of a joint venture between the Ministry of Industry of the Republic of Belarus and the management of the Geely automobile concern were reached back in 2011, but the assembly of Chinese cars at the thoroughly reconstructed facilities of the plant Auto Hydroamplifier began only 2 years later. The joint venture was named Belgi. Its design capacity is 10,000 cars/year. During the first year of operation, these capacities were fully utilized, and about 3,000 cars, sedans SC7, hatchbacks LC Cross, crossovers M Grand X7, were sold inside the country. The rest were exported to Kazakhstan and Russia. Since 2017, the assembly of the flagship sedan GT has been started here. In 2018, the plant started production of Geely Atlas. It is also planned to start production of the updated M Grand 7 here. It should be noted that at the moment 51% of Belgi shares belongs to the Belarusian company, a package of 33%, to the Chinese concern Zhejiang Jiren Automobile. It is the Belarusian company that is the main supplier of cars of this brand in Russia. In conclusion, Geely cars are assembled in various locations around the world, reflecting the company's commitment to global expansion and local production. With assembly plants in countries such as China, Sweden, and Malaysia, Geely not only enhances its manufacturing capabilities but also strengthens its presence in key markets. This strategic approach allows Geely to cater to diverse consumer needs while maintaining high standards of quality and innovation. As the automotive landscape continues to evolve, Geely's global assembly strategy positions it well for future growth and success. Thank you for watching, and we hope you found this exploration of Geely's assembly locations informative.